Right now, there is a growing number of college graduates who say they are struggling to land that first job after walking across the stage. And many experts point to a changing labor market where artificial intelligence is reshaping entry-level work. The unemployment rate for recent college grads, those adults ages 22 to 27, averaged about 5.3% in the second quarter of 2025, much higher than expected. Add to this, entry-level job postings for grads have fallen more than 30%. With roles most exposed to AI experiencing a steeper drop. As for those doing the actual hiring, about 82% of companies now use AI to review resumes or applications, making it harder for new grads to stand out right after getting that diploma. Let's look for some answers in all this as we do each Monday with local financial expert Andrew Poulos. Andrew, great to see you again. You know, some sobering numbers there if you're looking for a job. Do you think this is temporary cooling or kind of long-term restructuring when it comes to entry-level work?
I think there's a little bit of both, right? First and foremost, we're in a soft labor market, and we can see that by employers who are constantly having layoffs. I mean, large companies, mid-sized companies are having layoffs, and then the restructuring as employers, particularly big ones, are focusing more and more on AI. So I think the future is that AI will be used more, and that's going to take away from entry-level jobs. The issue is college grads who are coming out are facing a very tight labor market. I think upwards of 10.4% unemployment rate compared to 4.4% nationally right now. So that number is a stark difference between the overall market and where we are for young adults.
So what do you think are the biggest forces creating this bottleneck? You know, so many people, so few positions.
Yeah, look, it's going to be a tight market, so you got to compete against other college grads coming out if you're a recent grad, and you got to compete against technology, AI. I mean, AI is not going away. It's just going to be used more and more. It's going to be part of our everyday lives going into the future, and we can start, you know, we're starting to see companies that are pivoting towards AI. So you got to figure out how to get that job, right? You're one of probably thousands of college grads seeking a job. You got to remember that if you're a college grad, your first job is not going to be a dream job. Your first job is probably not going to be the kind of money that you were hoping to make coming out of school. So you got to figure out how to land that first job, get some skills, get the resume beefed up, and then you can pivot to a better position in the future. But you got to, you know, just come to terms with that first job is not going to be the one that you really were looking for coming out of school.
Yeah, you don't really have the leverage exactly at age 22 right out of college to do some salary negotiation either.
Yeah.
I speak from experience. You know, you have young people racking up tens of thousands of dollars in student loan debt right now, and now they really have no way to start paying it off as they sit on the sidelines. So what does this moment say about the return on investment of a college degree?
Look, what it tells us is that it's a difficult situation, and the return on investment initially may not be all that great. I mean, we're seeing blue collar you know, jobs paying better than white collar jobs. So you've got technical schools who are putting out students who are able to get jobs quicker than white collar. It's not what most expect usually, because, you know, the norm is that you come out of good college with a great degree and you get your dream job starting at a six-figure salary. That's quite not the case right now. So you got to figure out how to compete, right? Maybe you look for a mentor, someone you can connect with who's got connections, who can help you and lead you down the path of getting that first job. Technology, you know, getting your skills upgraded. So just because you come out of school doesn't mean that you've got all the skills that you need. So you got to figure out how to be able to compete. That's going to be the key factor here.
And Andrew, when you use the crystal ball and look ahead 12 to 18 months down the road, do you see entry-level hiring rebounding at all?
I think a little bit, but it's going to be depending on the type of industry and where AI is not taking jobs versus the industries where AI really is going to begin to dominate. So I think there's still going to be some entry-level jobs for students coming out, but it's just going to be just a needle in the haystack, so to speak. So you got to figure out how to, again, go back and compete, get your skills honed up, and be able to upskill yourself and continue to get better with your resume effectively to be able to compete with those jobs pretty much, so you can get through that first job and be able to move up the ladder, so to speak.
All right, Andrew, you've given us a lot of things to discuss over the Thanksgiving dinner table when the relative says, how's that job search going?